No, he's not got any powers.
Is it an actual law or is it a regulation?
Camping management bylaws 27.
Excuse me, I'm speaking to this guy here first. I'll speak to you after I speak to him.
We don't want to follow up about
Well, you're saying about it's a different matter. You're just saying you've got to take your details. You have no right to take your details. You didn't say that.
I just, the gentleman with the tent, I said, that's what I said.
Well, you've no right to take his details. You have no right to take his details.
Yeah, we can enforce that.
Okay, enforce it. How are you going to enforce it? How are you going to enforce it? What's your name? Give me your details. Your ranger service. Would you like to identify yourself?
My name's Ronnie, yeah.
And what's your? Do you have a Ronnie what?
Oh, don't give away my
Ronnie. What's your name, buddy? What's your name?
My name is Vlad.
What?
Give your details.
Vlad. VLAD. And you're saying that you have the power to get this man's details.
Because the tent's been erected and the
You have
gentleman
the powers to
identified
get this
himself
man's
as being
details.
the owner of the tent, that's correct. Yes.
And I'm telling you have no rights to take anyone's details.
That was his tent, but that's somebody else's. So we couldn't have that going.
We have
Totally
under
in your
the,
favour,
we have,
make your job easier.
well, we appreciate that, and everything you've done has been totally fair with you guys. We appreciate what you've done. You've been fair to us.
They've been fair with you.
Yeah.
You're not intervening in these details.
And what we did after we left you was when we spoke to supervisors.
Well, you know, a lot of people are frustrated with the lockdown and all that.
We know that. We sympathise with you.
You don't seem to be very sympathetic. You were telling us that the police had told you different laws, etc., earlier on.
We know that nobody should be staying overnight. We know that.
Yeah,
know that
you have
as
told
well.
us, and we've accepted that, so you don't need to tell us again. You haven't any powers to tell us what to do. We're all free human beings. Look, every one of us, is there a young person doing anything wrong? You don't need to speak to us. You don't need to treat us like children. You don't need to say, well, you've got a, excuse me, look, you've got a tent, yous, and even though you've got a tent, I want your details. That's ridiculous. Who do you think yous are,
We are
really?
just doing our job.
That's
We
not
have
your
talked to our
job.
supervisor.
Your job is not to take people's personal
Because
details.
We are enforcement
Your supervisor
officers as
will
Tell your
well.
supervisor
We can charge
what
people
you
as
want.
well if
Charge
need
people
be.
what? You can
We
charge
don't
people
wanna
what?
do that.
You can charge people what?
We can charge people
Well,
under
charge
the
people
management
what?
bylaws. So we have bylaws in place that cover this area.
Bylaws are not
This is
laws.
a national park.
Bylaws are not laws. Look, what are you nodding for? I'm right, aren't I?
They are laws. And that's
They're
what
not
I
laws.
explained to the
They're not laws.
They are since
They're
2017.
acts of parliament.
Hold a
Look,
bylaw.
it's a bylaw. It's a statute. But we don't need to consent to bylaws. No one does. Do you know this? Do you know people don't need consent to this stuff?
We're not doing bother.
We're not doing a thing wrong.
The ages, for goodness sake.
And you want people's details. It's ridiculous.
Explain to you why we're asking you details.
I'm not telling
You didn't. You said you had the power to take people's details. You said you had the power to take people's details. Now you're saying you have to ask for them.
And if someone refuses to do so, they can commit an extra offence
What's the extra offence?
for refusing to give the details.
Do you have a right to get people's details?
Yes, of course we have. Right.
No, they've got a right to refuse to give you their details.
And if that's what they want to do, then we'll have to take it elsewhere.
Well, take it elsewhere. Now you're this nice guy, and you're going to adamant that they must give you your details, and you're going to take it. That's not your job. That's what the Nazi says. It's just their job. He's a ruiner night for a lot of people because you want somebody's details. It's ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself. Listen, this is what we got on YouTube, and your bosses have got thousands and thousands of hits. I guarantee it.
We're not here to
We're
cause
not
you
here
any
to
harm.
You are doing that. No, you're harming our night. You're harming our report. You're harming our fun. You've already spoken to us. You've already spoken to us already, and you went away and you come back and goes, listen guys, I've spoken to my supervisor and I think I need to take your details. You're not getting more details. End of. So don't say you've got powers to take people's details. I'll check this out with 101 when I go home. You don't have any powers to take people's details.
I think we're not getting anywhere with you.
No, you're not. You went too far. You were nice the first time and you come back and say that. Why did you need to speak to your supervisors? A bunch of old men sitting and have a nice time, they've got a tent up. You had to speak to your supervisors. Lovely. I hope you love doing your job.
We're going to leave it just now. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Look, I'm not getting you, but really, we're a bunch of old men having a nice night. You're a human being like us.
absolutely understand that, and we've explained everything to you.
You didn't need to come back and say about the tent and all that. But you know, a bunch of old fellas sitting here. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. From one human being to another, you didn't need to come
Explain
back.
the rules.
Look,
They're
bylaws.
for a reason. They're for a reason, and we try to be absolutely amicable about it.
They're there for people who are going to mess the place up. They're there for young guys who's been a messy, etc. You've known these people for a long time.
Unfortunately,
You've known these people for a long, long time.
well, I don't personally know any of you, but
No,
unfortunately,
there's so many campers. Jake and that has been coming here for years.
unfortunately, I don't know any of you, but unfortunately, there's nothing much. You don't want to give us any details.
No.
I'm not asking for any details. It's just
You
a
did
general
say
hygiene.
you get power to take your details, and that, look, see, as a human being, I think you're going too far. I genuinely do. I promise you. And I really do. I can see a point where a bunch of youngins sitting there with you know where I'm coming from?
Come on.
Can I shake your hand? Just the one you being another. I'm not being that.
Couldn't be because of COVID. There we go.
But that's the thing. We're all just forget that we're all human beings at the end of the day. And do you know something? We've lifted half of the ashtrays, the cigarettes, and the grab bag, etc. See every single person that passed today is working at the roadside. I've thanked them, etc.
We just remove the disposal barbecue ourselves. And we've got a bin load of stuff to get rid of as well.
Anyway, it touches me because we're just old guys, you know. You know.